Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this lecture, I am going to tell you how was my 2 years of journey at Cognizant. So if you are willing to join Cognizant or going to join soon, this video will help you make the decision whether if joining Cognizant is worth it or not, or you can just look out for the other companies. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. So my name is A.k.a. Patil and I'm an engineer and I was employed at Cognizant for 2 years, and at the last week itself I have left Cognizant to accept the better opportunity. So I have started my journey at 2020 when the pandemic was hit and everyone was scared about their employability. So I was just graduated from the college and got placed at the campus to Cognizant as a programmer analyst trainee. So I joined Cognizant in the January where I got 3 months of training and then I got deployed on the project. So the benefit of Cognizant is the training was really good. They have covered all the core concept of IT such as Java programming, the basic object-oriented programming, Python as well as SQL. So it totally depends on which technology you are deployed in. So Cognizant will generally split their candidates in 2 categories. The first one is IT and the second one is non-IT. So which belongs to the graduate which comes from a non-IT background such as mechanical engineering, ENTC engineering and electrical engineering, etc. So the IT candidates will be tagged to the more IT focused streams such as Selenium, Java, testing and so on. And the others will be tagged to the non-IT fields such as data warehousing and technologies in the field of data science, which are really in trending right now. So as per the technology that you are tagged in, your training will start. So basically the training will be conducted in the Cognizant ODC itself, or else they will start the trainings in the third party locations as well. So the training will be focused on the core concept of that specific technology that you are tagged in. So in my training, I was trained on Java, SQL, data warehousing concepts, Python, Linux and so on. And after completing 3 months, I was tagged to one of the project which is related to big data technologies. So where I got opportunity to have a hands-on experience on different big data technologies such as Impala, Hive, Scoop, and you may know these technologies we are already covering in our recent tutorials. So Cognizant have covered so many things in the training session, and you have to remember that it was a bit challenging for me, but the training was really good. And when the pandemic was hit, the half of the training was conducted on the virtual basis itself. So it was quite challenging, but as you know, there are so many challenges that we have faced in the pandemic. So after training, they will evaluate you on the basis of the different tests. So according to your score, they will tag you to the projects which complements your skill sets. So after tagging to the project, there will be a client interview. So basically project manager will interview and ask you very simple questions such as which technologies you are trained in, so which tools you are good at, and some simple questions. And then you will tag to the project. So I got an opportunity to have a hands-on on financial data, and our client was based on US and one of the largest privately owned company in the world. So basically Cognizant will have the clients which are based out of US or UK, and according to that your shift timings will change as well. That I will come to the next topic. But coming to the learning phase, you will get a great hands-on experience on different cutting-edge technologies. So you will get an hands-on experience on big data, cloud, data warehousing, ETL and so many more technologies which are in trending right now. So it totally depends upon which backgrounds you are coming in and which skills you have picked up during the training sessions. So this was all about the project and training, but what about the benefits? So as you already know, Cognizant is one of the biggest player in the IT services and has over 330,000 employees around the globe, which means that Cognizant is very huge and it has offices above 150 countries around the world. So it definitely means the culture wise Cognizant is pretty great, and the management is also supportive and help you grow in your career as well as in your personal life as well. And Cognizant is also very aggressive in terms of employee satisfaction, in terms of their growth as well as the culture. So that is very beneficial for you as well as the company, and that is the reason it is one of the fastest growing IT services industry in the world. It is the part of the Nasdaq 100 as well as the Fortune 500 from the long time. So now we will discuss some benefits of Cognizant and I'll tell you whether you should join it or not. So the first advantage is Cognizant will give you a chance to have a hands-on experience of the best cutting-edge technologies in the world, which will help you grow professionally as well as personally. The second benefit is Cognizant pays a little bit more than a market. So if you compare their salaries to the TCS, Wipro, HCL and so many Indian companies, they will pay more. So basically Capgemini, Cognizant and Accenture will pay more, at least 50,000 more than their peers, which is a great benefit in the early stage. So if you are a fresher and about to complete engineering from any of the tier 3 college or tier 2 college, you will definitely get around 4.5 LPA package if you successfully completed the 1 year in the company. So the starting designation will be the programmer analyst trainee, and after 1 year completion, you will be confirmed into the firm and you will be getting a programmer analyst promotion. So it is not a promotion but a confirmation in the company itself. So but for that you have to complete some mandatory courses, which is also known as RDP. So the full form of it is Role Development Plan. So you have to complete some challenging exams to complete that program and get confirmation after your 1 year completion. So the next benefit is the culture and the great management. So I had a very great journey throughout in the Cognizant because our managers was very supportive and really pushing us to learn new technologies. So I got an opportunity to learn and earn some certifications in the cloud itself, and Cognizant will give you free subscription of Udemy, which is a great thing. And you can have access to thousands of courses at free of cost, which is a huge benefit because if you go to Udemy, the courses will be priced from 500 to even thousands, which is not that affordable for an entry level IT programmer. But if you come to Cognizant, they will give you free access to Udemy as well, and also gives the reimbursement if you completed any certification related to your project, which is a great plus point. The next benefit is the hikes in Cognizant are pretty competitive. So they will definitely match your package through the market adjustment, and you will get a quarterly promotion as well, which is a good thing. So I also received jump of 50% of hike in 2 years, but it totally depends upon your performance and the technologies and project that you are tagged in. So the next advantage is Cognizant will make an impact in your resume because Cognizant is one of the fastest growing IT service industry in the world and recognized by all the recruiters around the world. So if you're employed at Cognizant and if you leave the firm, it will make a great impression if you have a strong experience in Cognizant. But again, it will not help you in passing interviews. You have to do it itself. But it's a great thing to have such a great brand on your resume. And the last and one of the most important benefit is the projects in Cognizant are way better than its peer, such as TCS, Wipro, Tech Mahindra and so on. So the main benefit of Cognizant is you will get a good hands-on experience on different technologies which are trending right now, which is a good thing for you to grow professionally. But we cannot assure that which type of project you will be tagged in. So it totally depends upon your performance in the training sessions, because Cognizant has a lot of projects which are either support projects or development projects. So it totally depends upon your capability and your performance in the final test during your trainings. So even if you get in the support projects, still you have a chance to have enhancement and implement your knowledge, which will help you grow and take the next step in your career. But if you're good and among the toppers in your batch, during the trainings you will definitely get a development project. So with this said, Cognizant is again a very good choice if you're starting your career and coming from either tier 2 or tier 3 college. And Cognizant will give you a great platform to start your journey in IT services. So if you're already placed in Cognizant, congratulations, you will have a good experience working with Cognizant. And if you're willing to do it, yes, you can definitely choose Cognizant if we compared it to the other companies, which we will be talking in the next topic. So this was all the benefit of joining Cognizant. But what are the disadvantages of joining Cognizant? So the first con is Cognizant is pretty aggressive and they will not put you in bench more than 35 days, which is very less time. So earlier it was 2 months, but it was revised to 35 days. So within 35 days, you have to crack a client interview and have to tag to the project, and you have to be billable to stay in Cognizant and get your job security. So it is very crucial. So As you already aware that during the pandemic, Cognizant layoff was pretty huge and they have to fire most of the employees which are on bench for more than 3 or 4 months. So if you are capable of learning and cracking the client interviews, it will be way more easier and you will get a good job security. But if you have a second thoughts and don't really care about IT career, or you have some other plans such as preparing for other examinations such as GRE, MPSC and so many examinations, so you should definitely stay away from Cognizant, because they will not put you on the bench and entertain you and give you salaries for free. The next disadvantage is compromise of the work-life balance. So work-life balance is the most important aspect while you're joining any of the organization and starting your career. So work-life balance means you should have ample time to look out for your families as well as for your personal health, and also you should spend good amount of productive time in the work. So having balance of this is very important to achieve success in your life. But in Cognizant, I have experienced a quite low work-life balance because of the rotating shifts and the 1 extra hour. So yes, 1 extra hour. So Cognizant has 10 working hours rather than having 9. So you will have to work for 10 hours daily including lunch. So your productive hours will be 9 hours, which is more because other companies are only having 8 hours. But don't worry, you will get a earned leaves which are nothing but extra leaves on yearly basis, which is a good thing. But it will also compromise the work-life balance, which is also way more important if you are starting your journey in any of the organization. So that is the one disadvantage of joining Cognizant. And the last disadvantage is it is not 100% that you will get development project after completion of the training. So it totally depends of how you grab and your performance during the training test. So they will evaluate you on the basis of your technical skills, and after that you will be tagged to the project. But most probably for freshers they will assign most of the time only support projects. So which is the biggest con if you have a very strong programming knowledge or having expertise in any of the technologies in the IT sector. But for many people it will still work because you will have ample time to learn and grow, and again you can go to your manager and ask them for a release, so that you will be getting chance to way more opportunities within Cognizant itself. So to conclude this video, I think Cognizant is a great brand and it will be a good start if you are joining Cognizant as a fresher, because you will have a great opportunity and you will be getting a hands-on experience on the best technologies in the world right now, such as IoT, machine learning, data science, cloud computing and so many more technologies. And also if you are willing to join Cognizant, so just go ahead and crack that interview, because Cognizant is one of the best IT services industry in the world and you should definitely go for it. So I hope you like this lecture. So please subscribe to our channel and also ring the notification bell to get the latest updates. And don't forget to follow us on our social media that I will link in the description below. Thanks for watching.